I want to tell you something that most career coaches won't say out loud, because there's too much money being made off of you not knowing it. The ATS, the applicant tracking system, is not rejecting you. It never was. It cannot do that. The ATS does not have a reject button automatically. It has a search bar. And the reason you're not getting calls back has nothing to do with the bot and everything to do with whether a human can find you when they go looking. That's what we're fixing today. I've spent nearly 15 years on this side of your application. I was a recruiter at Amazon, one of the highest volume hiring machines on the planet, and at companies ranging from scrappy startups to global enterprises. I have personally reviewed tens of thousands of resumes. I've used a dozen different ATS platforms, and I can tell you exactly what happens to your resume the moment you hit submit, because I was on the other side deciding what to do with it. There's an entire industry built on selling you ATS hacks. Trick the algorithm, beat the bots, game the system. And job seekers are spending real money on courses, on templates, on keyword stuffing tools, trying to outsmart a software that was never trying to stop them in the first place. While you're focused on beating a machine that isn't beating you, you're missing two things that actually matter: readability and relevance. Let me show you what I mean. When you submit your application, here's what happens on my end. Your resume lands in a database. The software parses it, meaning it scans your document and extracts information. Your name, your contact info, your job title, states, skills, education. It stores all of that in a structured, searchable format. That's it. That's the whole job of the ATS. It's a digital filing cabinet. And then when I'm ready to review, I open the system and I view the application, or I hit search. I might type product manager or SQL or fintech. Candidate whose resumes contain those terms surface. Candidates whose resumes don't stay buried. I sent the rejection email. I made the decision, not the applicant tracking system. You weren't visible when I went looking, and that distinction matters. You're not being rejected by a machine. You're being invisible to a human being, and invisible is something we can fix. Here's where it gets personal, because I've seen this happen to really qualified candidates. A few years ago, I was hiring for a senior product manager role. The hiring manager was looking for someone with small business and SaaS experience. I searched the system, got back maybe 40 names. I started reviewing them. And I want to say a week or so later, I did another search. But this time I looked at people who had applied to a similar role in the past. We found an application that didn't come up in the first search. I pulled up her profile. Everything was there. The experience, the keywords, the exact background we needed. But her resume had been submitted in a 2-column format with a sidebar. When the ATS parsed it, it read both columns simultaneously. So instead of seeing product manager, it saw something like product Adobe Acrobat Manager Photoshop. Her job title got scrambled with her skills section. When I searched product manager in quotation, she didn't surface. She was qualified. Her resume had all the skills, and we almost never found her. That is a problem we need to solve. Not keyword stuffing, but formatting. And here's what makes a resume parsable, meaning the ATS can actually read it correctly. Number 1, single column, almost always. 2-column resumes might look polished, but the ATS reads them like a scrambled egg. Number 2, no text boxes, tables, or graphics. I know the designer templates from Canva look incredible. The system cannot parse them. Your content disappears. Number 3, keep the contact info in the body of the document. Some ATS platforms skip the header and footer content entirely. If your email is in the header, it might not be captured. Number 4, use standard section labels. Work experience, skills, education, nothing like my journey, what I bring to the table. The system is looking for word it recognizes. Give it word it knows. Number 5, save as .docs unless they specifically ask for PDF. PDF formatting can break with certain parses. When in doubt, Word document will win. Now, let's talk about keywords, because this is where the bad advice really piles up. I've seen resumes where candidates have listed every skill known to man in a wall of text at the bottom of the page. SEO, PPC, CRM, SEM, Python, SQL, Agile, Scrum, Waterfall, Six Sigma, leadership, communication, problem solving. I've also seen, and I'm not making this up, white text on white background. Hidden keywords the human eye cannot see, but they hope the software picked up. Here's what actually happens when I see that. I move on because even when the keyword stuffing works and your resume surfaces in my search, I'm still going to read it. And the resume that reads like a buzzword generator tells me one thing. This person is trying to trick me. And that is not the impression you want to make. And let's talk about what actually works. Mirror the job description's entire language. Not synonyms, not close approximations, their exact words. If the job description says cross-functional collaboration, that's a keyword. Don't say teamwork. If it says P&L management, don't say budget oversight. The ATS is doing literal string matching. Teamwork is not the same as cross-functional collaboration to that software. And here's the other thing. Keywords need to appear in context, not just listed. Don't just put Salesforce in your skills section. Write a bullet that says, managed a pipeline of 200 plus accounts in Salesforce, reducing average sales cycle by 18%. That bullet has the keyword. It also shows what you did with it. One speaks to the machine that's searching, one speaks to the human who's reading. You need a little bit of both. I want to simplify this because there's too much noise. After almost 15 years of looking at resumes, after using every major ATS, making recruiting decisions at one of the most scrutinized companies in the world, here is the whole playbook. 2 things. 1, format your resume so the system can read it. Single column, standard headings, no text box or graphics, contact info in the body, save as .docs and a .pdf. 2, align your language to the job description. Read the posting carefully. Pull out specific terms they use. Mirror that language in your bullets, in context with results. That's it. You don't need to trick anything. You don't need to beat anything. You need a resume that the system can find and that a recruiter actually wants to act on. 1 speaks to the machine. 1 speaks to the human. Both matter. Neither is a hack. I want to leave you with one more story. I had a client, a mid-level marketing manager, who had been searching for 4 months. Strong background, real results, good companies on her resume, getting almost 0 callbacks. When she sent me her resume, I saw it immediately. She was using a 2-column Canva template. Beautiful design, completely unreadable to most ATS platforms. We reformatted it. Single column, clean headings, mirrored language from her target job descriptions. She got 3 interviews in the first 3 weeks. Same experience, same skills, different format, different language. I see this pattern over and over again. The resume isn't the problem, the presentation is. Your resume is a marketing document, and the fix is almost simpler than anyone tells you. If you want someone to look at your resume the way I just described, check formatting, align the language, make sure you're visible when a recruiter searches, that's exactly what I do at gmyresume.net. We write every resume ourselves. No templates, no AI fill-in, just a clean, recruiter-ready document built around your specific target roles. Link is in the description. And if this video helped, make sure to subscribe. I'm here every week with insider intel they don't teach you in career services. And until next time, stay caffeinated.